These are actually the middle seats out of a Dodge Caravan. And then tie this all together, which will lock all of this in place.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Drybonesgarage Garage. This episode is a part of a series where my dad and I take a 633 Corvair and turn it into a magnificent hot rod. In this episode we continue to polish the trim and we build up the front seat frames. So I hope you guys enjoy and I'll see you at the end of the episode. Now this isn't something I'm proud to admit, but I tried to polish this piece once before and dented it, just for me to do it a second time after Dad coached me on how to be more careful. I think what happened was the spinning threads managed to get in between the two metal sheets and push the top one upwards. Dad wasn't very happy with me and said he'd finish the rest of the piece. After a several-day break to calm down and think, I believe I understand what he was trying to convey a little bit better. Throughout the polishing process, I noticed that pieces would get shinier, but with that would also come a bunch of black smudges that would be really hard to buff out. I assumed it was because of the excess dirt we didn't clean off, so I later decided to wash this piece to see if I was correct. Hopefully this will make things a little easier to polish, hopefully, for this piece anyways. Sounded a little Scottish there for a second. I didn't notice much of a difference between when it was and wasn't washed smudge-wise.
This one's in a lot rougher shape than the other one was.
I noticed there was a lot of black. The pieces would look shinier, but there would also be some black smudges along with the shiny.
That's the residue, kiddo, from that's the polish. Just cleaned up some of the details, polished up some of the handles as much as we could get on that wheel. We're going to have to get a new Dremel and a polishing kit,
yeah,
or set of heads and whatnot. But for the most part, these things didn't turn out too bad. I'm actually pretty happy with them overall. Considering the amount of pitting that we had and what we were up against, these things actually are looking pretty good. A little bit of jewelry for the interior.
So you did that while I was away, right?
I don't know. I've been puttering around out here trying to get some of the stuff that I thought was not quite so photogenic done.
Okay.
Just trying to move the project forward. That's all.
Because I know you asked me to do that.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
So why did I do it?
I don't know.
Probably because it was in my head it needed to get done, and I thought that was something that I could do without burning too much energy.
So you did stuff with these today?
Well, I stripped the frames out of the back seats entirely, and then I took the lower tracks off of the front seats, or what we're using as front seats. These are actually the middle seats out of a Dodge Caravan. But now I've got to actually build some sort of a brace or a mounting for those to the floor. We'll have to figure that out, get that lined up. And from there, we'll probably take them apart, try and dye the actual covers for now.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll probably do that and then try and mount just the frames, because that'll be easier to see what we need to see, measure what we need to measure, build two uniform pieces.
Now we gotta build some frames to just learn how to do it, but no.
Just in case the GoPro didn't get anything, what did you do so far?
Just cobbling together the beginnings of mounts for those seat frames. We're going to have to come back and address this, but this is landing pretty much exactly where we need those frames to land. So I did some measuring, found center. Your wheel's actually going to be about a ½ inch off center, but that's... I want to say the G-body's like 3/4 of an inch, so this thing's actually a little closer. Just kind of squaring things up, building your mounts, and we'll go from there. Piecing this out, lining it out. Grind the snot out of that. we pretty well, I've been reading the directions as far as trying to dye those seats.
Yeah.
The RIT being sprayed on is success is spotty. I have not seen people use the binder or the color, I forget what the guy, I think it was a color binder or something like that, done. And we cannot do the boil in the pot method simply because the foam is attached to the upholstery. What we can do, maybe, is actually set up like a turkey fryer out here with a bucket, do the foam, or shoot it with the gun, try, and see what happens. In order to do that, I think we need to get a new turkey fryer. I think ours kind of died a few years back. Or not a turkey fryer, but the burner for an outside turkey fry. Get some propane. And we could literally just set up, hang the upholstery out, shoot, come back, shoot the binder, and hope for the best. We're already talking about trying another direction. We're going to have to, because we're going to have to fabricate the seat for this thing for the back.
Yeah.
And it's going to have to be covered. But in the short term, that might be a, well, we tried. It might just be an episode, hey, we did this crap. Did it work? You know, we did the olds with, okay, people are saying this paint works on upholstery.
Yeah.
So we tried it. We took that video down because it was an early one and it wasn't the best one in the world, but there might actually be some merit to giving it a try and seeing whether or not we can make it work. And if we add that step and we do it, you know, straight from the pot into the gun, onto the upholstery, we might have better luck than what I was seeing, because people were taking the water, or the dye, boiling the water, pouring it into spray bottles, and then with spray bottles. Now we're going to be cutting the temperature way down as we're atomizing it, blowing it through the compressor, but we also should get a better fan, better coverage. And I bought an absolute crap ton of that dye with the expectation of creating a big pot to boil the fabric in, so we might be able to hit it with higher intensity dye. We can try.
Yeah,
I mean, if nothing else, it's a, hey, you know, we tried this and it's stuffed up episode, or if it works, hey, no, the seats look decent for a season or two while we're collecting and finishing other things up.
We can do that.
Okay. I'll be surprised if it actually works. But we already have the stuff, we might as well try. I'm not happy with this. I think we're going to end up adding a plate here or something. I'm not sure how we'll reinforce that. Maybe actually bring it up into here. I pre-made these and then placed them with the indents in the floor so I could actually run a captive bolt and weld the bolt. So those landed in accordance with the channels in the floor rather than necessarily where the frame bolts to the seat. So this is what it is, and then we're just going to have to work with it. Actually, I can see a way of doing that now. Put a little plate right in here, and then tie this all together, which will lock all of this in place right down to the bottom. I should have probably just made those straight rather than tried to follow any form. That was half done. No, that was done entirely because of what I was seeing on the frames for the Corvair. But I kind of regret it now. Unfortunately, it is what it is. We're going to keep rolling forward with it. And I'll shape these out later. Right now we've got everything kind of locked in place. I'll brace those, and then we'll punch those holes a little bit bigger so we've got room to maneuver and a little bit of slop when it comes time to install the seats. But yeah, hopefully that's a clean and simple solution. Proves to be functional. Probably as good as we get. cut that so long. Need to skinny it up just a tick. Just kind of pop that in there. I need this to cool off so I can actually kind of set it in place and anchor it down. Prep it for paint. The other one can be prepped for paint, I think. We'll bolt those together and then we can call the seats done. Well, the seat frames anyways. We may end up wanting to cut those headrests out and then just leave the holes in the fabric until we're ready to actually start trying to do something more with the seats.
I let it sit for too long and it got rusty, so I had to clean it again. Am I going overboard by doing this?
Just hit that with a scuff pad, clean it up, and paint it. That's all you need to do.
Oh.
Make sure any of the sharp or hard edges are gone. These are going to be up underneath the seat frame, so that's probably not going to be an issue. Don't overthink it.
I tried using this in the little places because
no.
On a lower...
Amanda, all you need to do from here, you've took off the sharp edges. If you run your hand across it, you're not going to get cut, right? There's nothing on there that's going to hurt you if you're reaching up underneath the seat, right? That's all we care about. Now this right here, you might want to hit. That feels a little sharp yet, right? So if you drop something underneath the seat, you start digging around. That's what we're thinking about right now. That's all you're doing is making this safe for your fingers if you're reaching around in blind spaces.
Okay.
Okay, that's all you're worried about. Then we'll paint it so it doesn't turn to a frickin' biscuit underneath the seat and fall apart.
Yummy biscuits. We like biscuits in this household. I haven't had too much practice with spray paint, so I wasn't very confident with the results. Dad later came back to touch some things up that I missed.
Something I didn't think to check, I think just bit us.
What?
Well, the chair doesn't, from the front, that seat doesn't look level. Now, I put the level on it before I welded the feet, but the thing I didn't check is to make sure that that brace was square to the body. And standing here, it does not look like it's square. Son of a biscuit. I just assumed that would be square. Am I nuts? Am I seeing things? It looks like it's rotated just a little bit where the front end of this seat is pointed to the, outer corner of the car rather than right down the center line.
Maybe it's rotated slightly, I don't know.
That's a fair amount of work to undo. That said, we got our heights right. We might be able to just cut the legs.
Yeah.
Pull the back of the seat. If I recall, I did that with this one and everything lined out, right. So it didn't even occur to me to check that one. There it is. Yeah, that one looks dead on. Though after kicking that one, that doesn't look bad. That actually almost looks right now. Maybe that was just the slop in the mounts, because I did build a little bit in there to make it easy to get them in and out. Maybe I built a little too much. Oh yeah, should be just fine.
Well, that about concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then please make sure to give us a like on YouTube and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Once again, I would like to give a special shout out to my uncle for giving us the seats for free. Thank you. With that all being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Enjoy the car season while it's still around, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. I hope you all enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your week, enjoy your month, enjoy your year. Yeah, I'd like you all to enjoy your life.